He's an asphalt driver from the Midwest who made it to the Sprint Cup Series. She's a former Miss Motorsports who's the daughter of a sprint car driver from Pennsylvania. Somehow they make it work. Time for Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tire. Here are David and Ashley Stremme.
Hey everyone, it is Tuesday again. It is time for another episode of Slingin Dirt right here on MRN.com, presented by Hercules Tires. We have, as always, another great show for you today, but this one's really exciting. Dennis Erb Jr., he is your dream winner at Eldora this weekend. Super excited to talk to him. I think it'll be a good time. We got a lot of good stuff to chat about with him. We've got Mike McKinney. He was supposed to be on our show last week. Unfortunately, for those of you who missed our show last week, we apologize. There was some technical difficulties in the studio here, so we had to go ahead and cancel our show.
It don't bother me because I was out of town.
Yeah, no doubt. So anyhow, Mike McKinney, he was back-to-back wins at Kankakee and Fairbury 2 weeks ago, so we'll talk to him about that. And last but not least, we have Kenny Pettyjohn. He is the Appalachian Mountain Late Model Speed Week winner in Pennsylvania, Hagerstown, Maryland area.
So he's a champion of the series.
Yes, and he won at Selinsgrove this past weekend, which was the last race of Speed Weeks for them.
So they actually have something else besides push-start cars in Pennsylvania?
They do, and that's one of the questions that I was going to ask Kenny, jerk. That the late models are growing in Pennsylvania. It's no longer just about the push start.
It's not just they're strong all over Illinois, everywhere you see them. They're coming back in Michigan, but I've been on kind of a whirlwind tour.
A what?
2 weeks tour.
A what?
A whirlwind tour.
I see you got dressed up today.
Yeah, I forgot my shirt. So, anyways, we went to Legendary Hilltop. Qualified in for the race. Mother Nature won, and it was kind of a not to get into politics, but big debacle between the series and the track, if they were going to have the race or not. Anyways, it was last Friday, and
without the series,
which was I think pretty. I won't say anymore. But
yeah, that's
anyways,
really a good thing.
We didn't go back and race because we had other plans. But Jacob Hawkins won that race.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And I think there was only like half the guys. Mostly all locals come back, but everybody
and
traveled.
the locals there are tough.
They are very tough.
I'm not, you need to give them a little credit too. They're pretty tough there.
If you look back on our show, I've said that Parkersburg area is just like the Illinois crowd. Very, very strong race. And anyways, we left there, went to the Gary Terry Memorial Race. I run on asphalt. Hadn't run there in 15 years, I think, 14 years. We qualified 13th, run 10th. It was respectable. I was happy with it. Nothing real crazy, but I was excited. We got back to Hartford, Michigan. Never been there.
He keeps saying
excuse me.
we.
I'm used to saying that.
We didn't.
When you're married.
What was that?
They just had an earthquake here in the studio.
Yeah,
but
no doubt.
Anyways,
holy cow.
I went to Hartford, Michigan. Never been there. Heard really great things, and that Tim, and I forget his last name, but the owner of the track has done a phenomenal job. They probably had 4,500 people there. They only had mods, street stocks, and front-wheel drives. Track conditions were great. It was really racy. We were fortunate enough we won there on Friday, and then as soon as we were done there, we got in the hauler, hauled butt down to Eldora.
We didn't.
Me and my buddy Kevin did, but
I was working because someone has to work while someone plays in the dirt. So I had to work in Michigan, my first time back to an asphalt track with the exception of Kalamazoo.
Anyways, we were at the Dream, and it was my first Dream race there, and it was really awesome to pull up, see the camping, everybody interacting. They had autograph session for the drivers, but the field of cars, they had 70, I don't know the number, 78, 79.
You were there. How do you not know the number?
I don't know. I was as a fan. I wasn't working.
Right. Usually that's one of the things that the fans know is how many cars are there, especially when it's the Dream.
This is what I know. Friday was wild. Thursday, they tore up a lot of cars. And Bloomer, obviously, he got off to a bad start.
Yeah.
Cut a tire, got behind. But I found out later his crew guy, Cody, was down there working on another car, getting ready. So he showed up Friday, got behind Friday. He still runs second to Landers in the feature. But come Saturday, where he was at in points and everything, he started pretty deep in the heat. He got up into the heat. And I don't know what went on. If he just, I think he was just kind of off. And he had the wrong tire choice and missed it. So It was interesting, and what I loved about the whole dream, and we get to talk to Erb. Erb is a very underfunded guy compared to the other ones.
He isn't anymore.
No,
he just won him $100,000 grand.
It's well deserved, but he is not the well-funded big operation. So it gives the underdogs a great outlook on, hey, I can go there and run good. And the race, I'm telling you, folks, I don't think I think Dirt on Dirt was covering it with Eldora, combination type deal. Anyways, to be there was so much racing and so much stuff going on, a lot of movers. You could definitely tell the long race, the longevity of it was hurting some cars. But it was phenomenal. You watch Shepard and Pierce, they're up top.
Well, that's what I have to say. I thought for sure that it was going to be the B. Shep show.
No.
I thought with Shepard not sweeping, but winning Thursday night and winning Friday night, I thought for sure it was going to be a good show for Brandon Shepard.
I just don't think.
And it's still a successful weekend. I mean, 2 wins at Eldora is a big deal.
Good.
But
he's won 4 going into that race with the World and then the Dream. But what I had seen, Pierce and him and Ricky Thornton done an excellent job all weekend. He got into the fence a little bit, but a lot of those guys just don't.
And Devin Moran with a top 10 as well.
But they don't, how do I want to say, understand the long race. They just beat their quarter panels off, beat it all the way into the frame.
They're excited.
And,
I know somebody who was excited in hot laps once.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyways, the thing is that you've seen a difference in drivers. Josh Richards, Davenport,
veterans,
McDowell, all of those guys, Landers. I really thought McCready was going to do good, and he got into it. I mean, he really tore his car up. But there's a big separation in drivers that can put 100 laps together, and some that can. And I'm going to tell you, Erb was really good at not getting shook up by Richards would get out, and here come Erb. He'd come right back, and it was really, really good racing. Hats off to Eldora. Everybody, Tony was there working the track. It was hot and had high winds, and it's not good for track conditions, but they really hit it. It was real racy.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think the prestige of, we talk about, when we talk to these guys, Eldora is where they want to win, Knoxville is where they want to win. Why are these tracks, how have they built the prestige that they have that these guys just want to win there?
I think one of the things, when you look at Eldora and have raced on it, it's very, very hard to get around. Take Darlington, for example, on the Cup circuit. It's so intense to run by the fence and not hit the wall and just to survive the track. Eldora's the same way. Richards was up there, got in the fence. Davenport's up there, got in the fence. Erb just run his own race, and I mean, and it's just tough because there's so much going on. There's the tension and everything that it makes it very difficult. It's not like you're going to a little bull ring in Illinois or something.
So ultimately, it's not the hype behind it. It's the racing that it...
It is. You look at Knoxville. Look how hard Knoxville is. It's so big and flat that, those guys, there's just so much that goes into it. Same with the Show Me or down in Batesville. Those tracks stand out, and they're just hard to get around. So some other racetracks, they're just not racy. They're single file, and you might get up on a cushion or you might run on the bottom. But when you watch, and they had a picture, they're 5 wide, the restarts were insane. I think that's what makes it so difficult. And Dennis Erb is well deserved of what he had done. I mean, he run his own race, stayed clean, got up on the wheel. The crowd went nuts. I can't wait to hear what he has to say. He was in turn 3, I think, coming to the checkered, and they threw the caution because it was Richards and I'm trying to think of the lap car, Landers, and them got together in turn 2. The crowd, I thought there was beer cans like Dale Jr. at Talladega, just going to go over the fence. So, anyway.
Love it. Well, we will talk to him, Dennis Erb Jr., coming up next here on Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires on MRN.com.
Slingin Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
O'Reilly. Father's Day is June 19th. If you're having a hard time deciding what to get, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts, where you'll find gift cards and hundreds of great Father's Day gifts. From tools to flashlights, O'Reilly Auto Parts has exactly what he wants. Get him something he'll use this Father's Day at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices, every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Race fans, you know there's nothing like the power, excitement, and sounds of NASCAR. Ever wonder what it would be like to strap yourself in the seat of an authentic NASCAR race car? You can do it at the Richard Petty Driving Experience. Ride along or drive yourself at one of 15 tracks nationwide. Call 1-800-237-3889 or visit online at drivepetty.com. Richard Petty Driving Experience. It's authentic NASCAR entertainment. Call 1-800-237-3889 or visit drivepetty.com to reserve your experience.
MRN's Winged Nation presented by Hercules Tire. Tuesdays at noon Eastern on MRN.com, the MRN app, and YouTube.
Hi, I'm Donnie Schatz.
I'm Shane Stewart.
I'm Brian Brown.
Steve Post and Aaron Evernham talk with the race winners and newsmakers.
Hi, I'm Dale Blaney. Hi, I'm Sammy Swindell.
Hi, I'm Paul McMahon.
Winged Nation, live Tuesdays at noon Eastern, or on demand in the MRN.com Media Center, iTunes, and YouTube.
Hi, I'm Stevie Smith, and you're listening to Wing Nation.
This is Slingin Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
Welcome back to Slingin Dirt. We're the Stremmies. We're so excited to talk to this next guy. He is your winner, but he's not dreaming. It is Dennis Erb Jr. Welcome to the show, Dennis.
Hi, thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So the dream winner, $100,000 richer. How? Just put that in perspective.
And I don't know if I really can right now, but it's a dream come true. I mean, that's for sure. I mean, I've been working hard at it for over the years, going to a lot of these races, running up front, and finally getting one of these big ones. It makes it all worthwhile now.
That's the thing that, I was thinking of the Prairie Classic last year, and then, you led most of it. You had a great race there. You've had a lot of really good races kind of get away, and then I was sitting up there in the stands, and, you were just kind of running your own race, not really up on the wall. All these other guys get up there, they're beating their cars up, and they'd get out a little bit, and here you come. That long green, you just start going after it and kind of run your own deal. But what was going through your mind when that yellow come out as you were actually supposed to be coming to the checkered?
Man, that's just I just couldn't believe it. I was like, no, this isn't happening. But, I thought for sure, coming around there, coming to return 4, I mean, I was going to see the checker flag. But when that caution came out, it was like my heart dropped there. But, there was nothing you can do about it. So we just had to get back up there and, pick the right line and get back out front.
Yeah.
Luckily everything worked out there.
It was. I mean, I was up in the stands, and I said this before you come on the show here. I thought the fans were going to go like Dale Jr. crazy, beer cans over the fence. Everybody was so upset. There were so many people pulling for you, and then they had that caution, and then it was kind of neat because you chose the outside, which you hadn't really been up top, and you got a heck of a restart, and you took off, shot out like a cannon, and you definitely earned it right there the last few laps.
Yeah, I was on the bottom on some restarts, and Josh, and he was able to get a good run there and get out front there for a while, and my car was good, and it took me a few laps though to get rolling again. It was better on the long green run, so I figured I had to go up top there and hopefully get a good restart and carry some momentum through turn 1 and 2 there.
Well, we've talked about the prestige that Eldora holds and what it means to win there. What does it mean to you to not only win there at Eldora, but to win such a large crown jewel like this?
Well, it means a lot. I mean, it's just something that I've always dreamed of doing. We're been going to Eldora for a long time, and had some good runs and won the UMP Fall Nationals and some of them qualified races during the Dream and the World 100, and to be able to take and run up front in them races, I always said it was just a matter of time before I win one, and it's just a goal that I've always had set, and finally came true here.
Now you have to correct me or tell me if this is right. I got told that you took one car and one motor. Is that correct?
Over to Eldora?
Yeah.
Oh, we had 2 cars.
Okay. Well, they were saying there was word that you took one car, but it was just you and Heather and I think there's another gentleman. You didn't have a big crew there, did you?
No, it's just me and Heather there that put in the hours, week in, week out on that thing, and go up and down the road to travel, go all these races. I mean, it's we just us two that put this whole package together.
That's what was so cool. I think that after the race, there was so many competitors and different crew people coming up congratulating you. There's so much emotion going on that there's a lot that says, hey, that you don't have to be a big team to win the Dream or any of the Crown races, and you give a lot of hype to maybe underfunded teams to be able to go out and be competitive. How's that feel?
It feels real good. I mean, like you said, our team's not big. It's me and her, and there's a lot of pressure on her and a lot of pressure on me. There's a lot of stuff to do to keep these cars running and decisions to be made at the races and that. So there's a lot on us, and we're not big funded or anything. So that makes it difficult too. But it proves that you can go out there and work hard at something and get to do.
That is so true. Yeah, when you work hard, it's really cool when you get success like that. So on a Tuesday, after you win $100,000, what is actually happening for Dennis Erb Jr. today?
Not much here. I'm just getting ready to go down to Columbus, Mississippi. We got a Lucas race this weekend down there, so getting things finished up so we can start heading down the road for that.
So I know you're getting ready for the next race, but when you're driving back, did it really sink in? You're like, I won $100,000. Have you? I would imagine some of it's going to go towards a car. Or is there anything else you're going to use the $100,000 for?
Well, just these cars are just so expensive to keep going on that. We just got to put it back in our program here to try to get some newer equipment and that, and keep things going so we can win some more races.
Dennis, I still can't fathom what you've done and that you're not at least a little bit more excited than you are right at the moment.
Well, I'm pretty excited. That's for sure. I mean, a lot of people say that I don't get excited for that, but it's I'm pretty excited and pretty pumped up on this win.
He was excited. I seen him afterwards, and he was.
His voice is just so steady.
He come back from the tech barn. He was excited. How late did you stay up? I mean, there was fans all around coming to see you.
Yeah, there was. I mean, we were up pretty late. I don't think we got up on top of the hill out of the pits there. I think it was about 3:00 in the morning. So that was about the time we got everything loaded up and put away. But no, it was fun, and just thanks for everybody that came around and supports me. And I mean, I don't mind staying up late for that.
Yeah. When you talk about the Dream race, and obviously I don't think you'd change much, but what is one of the things, your opinion, you could change a little bit or tweak the whole weekend there and make it a little better?
Oh, to make it a little better? I don't know.
I don't know. It was pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
Well, it was a pretty good weekend, that's for sure. I don't really know for sure, what we changed there, to make anything better. I mean, but it's just the way they have the format now and that, it makes it for a long, hard weekend, that's for sure. And it's a lot of racing and, a lot of, with the inverts and everything hitting them right and stuff. So, I mean, it's a pretty hectic weekend. It's a long weekend. It's hard on everything. So, it's definitely they definitely earned it for sure this weekend.
Yeah, that's what I guess I should have rephrased it. If you were Roger Slack sitting there, what would you have done? I had heard guys say, "Oh, well, we need to do this tire, we need to do this or this or that," and of course you won, so I don't think we're going to change much with that. But the format is cool from a fan's perspective. The racing's great, very hard. And I was only there for Saturday, but kind of keeping up with it, and it was really cool. And that's why I asked you, been to so many, if there was something just a little bit.
Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, that was the first time that they did this type of format with some points, to line you up for your heat races on Saturday and that. And, it was a little different. Like I said, it was a lot of racing, but, it was good racing too. I mean, that. And, the heat races were good too.
Yeah, and Tony was doing a great job. I mean, they were fighting the heat, the wind, and everything, and conditions seemed to be pretty good where there was a lot of passing, multi-lanes. It wasn't like it was just stuck on one area.
Right, for as hot as it was windy, and they had a lot of elements there, and it rained one early morning. So, I mean, they did a real good job on the racetrack, to get that prepared so we can have a good race.
Well, if you're just joining us, we have Dennis Erb Jr., the Dream winner, on. You talked about earlier the money going back to buy new things, get the technology for your cars. Is this going to add any extra dates to your schedule?
Any extra dates?
Yeah. Is there going to be some races now that you'll pick up that weren't necessarily on your schedule?
No, not really. I mean, it won't have an effect on that. I mean, we usually have a pretty full schedule throughout the year anyway, so I guess this will help keep the year rolling a little bit better, that's for sure.
No, it's great. I'm telling you, I wish I could have had a video of the fans. That you had some big hitters there. You had Richards and Superman and McDowell, and the fans were pulling for you. And I hope somebody has some video to show you, because it was really phenomenal to see the backing, and they knew, hey, it took a couple laps to get going, and you fired off there, and they were up on their feet. It was so cool, and again, it's well deserved. You took very good care of your car. I mean, there's other guys, they had the whole sides beat off, and here you're just kind of running around on the bottom, running your own race.
Yeah, that's what I like to be a lot. Right through be able to run right through the middle and towards the bottom there. I've seen a lot of races won that way, right through that line, and I'm not much one for up on the high side, getting up on that wall anyway. So I always try to keep my car where we can try to get it running through the middle of the racetrack, and it just performed, really well this past weekend. So I was real happy for that.
Awesome. Really, really cool stuff. Glad to see you win. Congratulations on such an amazing accomplishment. That's one for the history books for sure. But thanks for being on the show today, Dennis. We appreciate it. And go get you a steak dinner.
Yeah, we will. Thanks for having me on. I just want to say thanks to everybody that, supported me in that, and, cheers for the first big win for the state of Illinois, too. So
it is.
That was good for them, too.
Really, really cool. Thanks a lot, Dennis. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
That was
Love it.
I had forgot about that. It was a big...
a little bit more excitement out of him.
He got out of the car waving the Illinois flag and everything.
He was?
It was cool. The first win for an Illinois driver. They had this Illinois hoax. And I'm telling you, the crowd was so awesome to see him, see them supporting him and coming up at the end. And it was really, really cool. So
neat, really neat. Well, we'll be back with more here on Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires on MRN.com.
Slingin Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there, whether you're running on dirt or running a job. Our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, right on our strength.
NASCAR K&N Pro Series East opened up, and it was Todd Gilliland picking up the race win.
This is NASCAR Coast to Coast.
How do you keep it all in perspective? You're a 15-year-old. You got to be able to enjoy things at the age of 15 other than racing.
Yes, my mom makes sure that I keep my grades up. It makes it a lot less stressful to miss school because you can just do it online and then hand it in next day at school. Teachers still don't like me very much because I still have to miss quite a bit of school. They understand it, and they've got my back.
NASCAR Coast to Coast every Wednesday at noon at MRN.com.
When the smoke settles, the entertainment never stops.
I feel like experience kind of outweighs youth.
On race weekends, your favorite NASCAR personality is an everyday superhero.
Kyle Busch driving for his life right now.
But when they leave the racetrack, they're just like everyone else.
Our lives are so much different than what people may think they are.
I'm Susie Armstrong. Join me on a daily journey as we discuss the hot topics and engaging personalities of NASCAR Nation. Ned Jarrett's World of Racing, weekdays on the Motor Racing Network.
This is Slingin Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
Welcome back to Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires. Joining us on the hotline now, it is your Appalachian Mountain Speed Week winner, Kenny Pettyjohn. Welcome to the show, Kenny.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So I guess last evening was a great night because you won the race at Selinsgrove, but a great week. You picked up the championship for Speed Weeks there.
Yeah. My car owner and I had been, we'd been trying to do that for a few years now, so that was a pretty big accomplishment for us, and really excited to be able to get out there and even try to do that, to be honest. But anyhow, everything went pretty well, and ended it with a win the last night, and that was really great. Before we talk about anything else, I wanted to say congratulations to Dennis Erb on the air here. I've been racing for a long time, and Dennis has too, so that was pretty neat to see him win that race.
It was really neat to see him win that race. Well deserved. What do you think of the status of late model racing in that Pennsylvania area? It seems to me it's growing quite well.
Yeah, I'm from Delaware, where really the car counts have struggled, to be honest, in the late model world forever, and that's probably why I've always wanted to move out, in that direction more with my racing. And but right now it seems like up in the area where the Appalachian Speed Weeks takes place, it seems like it's really thriving up in that area. They had a great car count at all of our shows, and that was good to see.
Now, for you, how does that work, being from Delaware, with most of them taking place in Pennsylvania, Hagerstown, Maryland? Do you take the entire week off?
Yeah, my car owner and I, we hop in the truck, and away we go, and we make a vacation, and a fun trip and vacation and work and all the same.
And it makes it even sweeter when you can win the championship.
Yep. That's what I don't do this for a living. I'm here at my business right now. I sell race cars and race car parts here in Lower Delaware, and so my racing it's all a nonprofit, and we do a lot of charity stuff along the way also. So we just try to make sure, most importantly, that we have fun while we're out racing.
Well, the phone has to be ringing off the hook today after a win.
Well, yeah, my phone had rung off the hook the whole time I was gone. I don't have any employees, so it's when I get back from something like that, it's like going into a torture chamber.
Yeah.
but that's a good thing, I guess. So anyhow, I was glad I was able to work this into the day.
No doubt.
Well, we appreciate having you coming on
Absolutely.
here. One of the things that's interesting, and you talk about it, people go, "Oh, well, you went racing for a week." They don't understand that. It's not like you just went and raced Saturday and you got all week to work on your car. You race one night, boom, it's the next night. There's a lot of work and energy goes into it. And you got to feel accomplished to be able to win that championship, because there is so much that takes place within those so many days.
Yeah, you'd have to come hang out with us after the races some night, and then I guess the folks would understand. And we encourage our fans to do such a thing.
Yep.
Because after the races, we generally will get the cooler out and barbecue grill or the French fryer or something. But our race car operation is all about having a big time, and we do, trust me.
That's really, really awesome. And, with your win at Selinsgrove, I have to throw it out there so our listeners know. It wasn't just like you beat the locals. You beat Rick Eckert and Greg Satterley and those guys that are on the tour, or run with the tour, I should say. And the locals in Pennsylvania have really stepped up their game, the Rhines, the Yoders, So you really, not only did you win the championship, you beat some stiff competition as well.
Yeah, that's part of it when you're racing in that area. There are quite a few cars, quite a few big teams that are from the Pennsylvania area, and so that's part of it. And yes, I'll have to say it was nice to beat those couple guys, because those couple guys generally beat me. But I know all these guys pretty well. I've been doing this for a long time, and I get out and travel to some of the bigger shows and stuff. So I know most of those guys anyhow, and But yes, I'll have to say I was glad those guys showed up to race with me.
Absolutely.
What is with your travels? What's one of your favorite tracks to go to?
Oh, ever since I started racing, I think Hagerstown has got to be one of my favorites. And you know, I've been to Pittsburgh Motor Speedway one time in my life, and I absolutely love that. But it's so far away that, like I said, I've only been there once. But
what makes you say that about that place? Is it the camaraderie of the people, or just the track conditions, or?
When I was there, we were racing 3 and 4 wide, and and near about every corner, and just sliding back and forth, and you're going fast enough where you're not running into one another.
Yeah.
Or you better not be. But But anyhow, it's just such a racy place that it just lends itself to really good racing. And if you're a true racer, well, that's what you like.
Yeah, and that's a great point, because when you do talk to most people, they're, you know, if they win anywhere, of course they like that track, but they want to be able to pass and move around and do a lot of stuff. And it doesn't make it, you know, necessarily, you can run third and say, hey, this is a great place, because you can do so many things.
That's what, when I went to Pittsburgh, the one race I went to, I think I ran I want to say 10th, I think, and I had as much fun as I've ever had racing in my life, and I ran 10th. So that says a lot for it. But anyhow, yeah, and there's several others. I like going to Volusia County Speedway every year. I've been going there for a long time, and I really like that track. I like the bigger tracks.
How about, speaking of bigger tracks, you know, my wife's from right at the Speed Palace there at Port Royal. What do you think of that place?
Oh, that's pretty awesome there, too. Yeah.
Boy, they've done a lot of work there, too, haven't they?
Yeah, and I had never been there until, I want to say, 3 or 4 years ago, and since then I've still only been there about 4 or 5 times, but that's really up there on my list of favorites too.
Love it. Well, you said that you've been racing for a really long time. How did you get your start? Where did it all begin? Was it in late models, or did you start somewhere else?
No, I blame that on a couple of my buddies. But my first race car was a '66 Chevelle, and it was in a street stock class, and I did that for 5 years of racing in street stocks, and slowly worked my way up, and so I started at the bottom, and I'm probably telling that I'm pretty old.
Oh.
Well, I'm surprised, being from Delaware. I thought maybe in there would be a big block modifieds.
Yeah, I did. I drove big block modifieds for the Gravener family here in the area, and that was a lot of fun. That was I tell people that all the time. That was my one ride I've had in my life where I got paid enough money where I was actually sort of doing it for a living, sort of, somewhat. So,
how is you talk about selling parts in the racing industry? What's some of your biggest selling items that you have in your store?
Well, I'm a VP Racing Fuels dealer, and have been for years. I think I was the first in my area, and before VP really got to be as big as they are now, as we know them now. And then I'm a rocket dealer. I sell many rocket race cars. And then just all the parts and pieces it takes to go dirt late model racing.
Do you have the new X1R rocket?
That's what I have. Yep.
Boy, that thing is doing a very good job. As Josh has had a heck of a season, but so have a lot of other ones, and it's even got some guys like Chris Ferguson switched over from a Longhorn to a rocket.
Yep.
So they've done a really good job up there.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a learning curve for me, because I don't get out and race a lot. When we go, we try to race quite a bit in a short period of time, and this past week's first racing we had done in 2 months. So so this new car has been, there's a lot of different things about it, so it's taken a little time to get used to it.
So do you do a lot of I guess technical help with the local guys running the rocket cars?
Yes, quite a bit. That's what. I have some shocks sitting here to fix now, and my business. I started my business on getting kids racing. When it became popular for kids to get into racing at 14, then that's what the kids' parents would come over and have me to build them a car and take the kid to the track and talk to them, work with them, and that was kind of neat too. And I've kind of grown past that. To be honest, it's where I built the business big enough where I don't really have time to do that anymore. But
yeah.
But yeah, I really did a lot of that for a good while.
What you got to look at is, Kenny, and I was up in Michigan this past weekend where at Motor State Distributing, who's a big wholesale, parts distributor for automotive and racing and everything, they're adding on. And what got me thinking about stuff is you talk about people getting into racing. Now there's so many items that are readily available that you can just buy and bolt on your car. And it's changed a lot, but it still takes the innovation of different racers that will take items and fix them and do their own little, gadgets and all this other stuff to make things go fast. And have you seen that happen or that trend over the years also?
Yeah, and right now it's a pretty exciting time in our late model class, especially with the a lot of the new things that people are doing.
Yep.
And there's so much out there, which I think kind of evolves from the cup stuff trickling down, but it's pretty neat to see all the new ideas and different things such as that. It made it very easy for a person to take their child that wanted to get into racing to buy a car, and they could come here and buy a part and buy what they need and bolt it together, and they didn't need to be they didn't need to operate a torch and a welder and go to the junkyard and get the parts and what have you. Those days are long gone.
Yeah. It is very interesting because
that's a very good point.
When you talk about, I'm telling my age a little bit, talking about going through the junkyard, I remember as a kid going through and you're like, oh man, look at this, it come from down. I was living in Indiana. We go, oh, it come from down south. It ain't got no rust on it,
Yeah.
Not now.
I'm over here by the ocean. It's all got rust on it.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's glad to hear that. I know I've been to, I think it's Del Mar. There's quite a few tracks there in that Delaware area that are pretty strong, but it's a good accomplishment for you to beat a lot of those guys and be the champion up there in that Appalachian Mountain area.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, I thank you guys for calling, and let me be a part of it.
We'll let you get back to work here.
Exactly. Thanks for taking time out of your day, Kenny. We appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.
Love it.
Boy, he's we don't want to take up too much of his time because he's got to sell parts.
He's got work. That's right.
But it's really neat to hear his side because obviously, like I said, I went by Motor State when I was up there and went by Randy Sweets. He's added on and done a lot. And you see more and more, and when you think about it, it used to be like, oh, I got this Billy Moyer piece or Scott Bloomquist piece, Now there's so many people making stuff and doing things and the mass productions of items that it's easier to get parts and pieces. So and you need guys like him selling them and getting them out there.
And he mentioned Pittsburgh. Unfortunately, I believe that's another track we're going to lose.
Really?
Yeah. I think I read it briefly, and I think that's the track that it was. They're going to put an interstate through there. So
do they run mods there?
I'm not sure.
I've
never been there personally.
Track packing cars, or what they call them, dumpster cars, somebody called them. At least we have clutches, and we can get started and moving. So.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyways. I did go, folks, listen, I went to Kokomo Speedway. I got to say this. Watch the Indiana Midget Week, watch the end of it, and the sprint cars, the wingless, all wingless, and it was really, really cool. So, but I was a little like cringing. I'm like, let's just get these things started,
But they put on a whale of a show, didn't they?
It was Rico put on a pretty good show, and Brian Clausen, so it was good.
Well, speaking of putting on a show, these last not this last weekend, 2 weeks ago, he won back-to-back. We will talk to Mike McKinney right after the break here on Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires on MRN.com.
Slingin Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
O'Reilly.
Restore lost fuel economy and eliminate rough idle with Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, buy 2 bottles of Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner and get 1 free. Clean clogged injectors and increase fuel efficiency with Lucas Fuel Injector Cleaner. Buy 2, get 1 free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Being there matters, and your United States Navy protects and defends America on the world's oceans. Around the globe, around the clock, Navy ships, submarines, aircraft, and, most importantly, tens of thousands of America's finest young men and women are ready to defend America when piracy threatens global commerce, when disaster strikes, or when called upon by the Commander-in-Chief. Your Navy is there. When it comes to protecting and defending America, being there matters, and America's Navy is already there.
Live sports are the one true reality entertainment, where a single dramatic moment can become timeless. In NASCAR, Motor Racing Network's live broadcast elevates your senses to the sights, sounds, and struggles taking place on the racetrack.
One final lap in the Daytona 500. Joey Logano has the point. Junior crosses over.
The power of radio to the imagination of the listener. Tune in to the Motor Racing Network. Visit MRN.com for an affiliate list in your local area.
This is Slingin Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
Welcome back to Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires. Joining us now, picks up back-to-back wins at Kankakee and Fairbury. It is Mike McKinney. Welcome to the show, Mike.
Hey, thanks for having me. I've been listening to you guys for like the past year now. I'm like, man, I got to start running better so I can get on here. So here we are.
Well, you managed to get it done 2 weeks ago. Sorry we couldn't have you on last week. But back-to-back wins at Kankakee and Fairbury. Pretty sporty.
Yeah, no, we were good. Kankakee and Fairbury are our home tracks here during the week, and we've actually won 3 for 3 out of all 3 shows Kankakee's had. We've won there this past Friday too, and ran 3rd at Fairbury this past Saturday. But yeah, 2 weeks ago we had a really strong weekend. Like I said, Kankakee's probably one of my favorite tracks. We had a really good showing there, and went on to Fairbury the next night and had a really good run there. So we're got a lot of good momentum here headed into Summer Nationals and some bigger shows. So it's after a rough year we had last year, it's really good. We've won 5 races so far this year. So we're really looking forward to everything that's coming up.
And you talk about the Summer Nationals, the Hell Tour as they call it. What's your schedule with it? I mean, I think it starts up, Thursday?
Wednesday at Brownstown.
Wednesday at Brownstown. Is that going to be on your schedule?
Yeah, that's our plan to go to Brownstown, tomorrow. But it looks like, I'm not sure if it's going to rain or not, so it's a bit of a drive, so we might reconsider that. But then Kankakee's Thursday, and I think the weather's looking good for that. We're really looking forward to that. We're running really good there right now, and had a really good run there in 2014. I was actually running second behind Gilpin. We just slid Kenny Wallace for second there, and then we had a restart and got spun out and knocked the front end all out. I didn't get to finish that race, and I didn't get to run a single Summer National show last year because we didn't have any motors, so we had really bad luck last year, and it was hard to sit out those couple of months there. So we're really looking forward to getting back to running those races, especially Kankakee and Fairbury and LaSalle, our home tracks. So we're looking forward to that. We plan to run hopefully about 8 to 10, and looking forward to it for sure.
That's good. I mean, there's a lot. I call it the Illinois posse over there because it's a very, very strong field. You got Brooks and Harrison, and there's so many in there. You venture out. Obviously, have you been to Farmer City yet this year?
Yeah, we've been there a couple times earlier in the year, but Kankakee starts a little late. They start in May, so Farmer City is like a 2.5-hour drive, and Kankakee's only an hour. So once Kankakee starts up, we head there instead of driving the extra hour and a half. And I work on Friday, so it's a little tough to get out there. But we've been out there a couple times. We had a few good runs. I ran 5th one night, and we ran the Illini, and just kind of tested some stuff before the year got started there. But we'll probably be back, for their Summer National shows and their AMS shows, and like I said, we'll venture around and chase some of the Summer National stuff and some of the bigger stuff towards the end of the year.
Well, if you get a chance, I think you had tweeted me about coming to Illinois Saturday, but I was I wanted to be a fan and go to watch the Dream, but I do highly recommend Hartford Speedway up there in Michigan. It was really fun, great crowd. The track conditions were awesome, and they pay pretty good too. So if you get off on an early Friday, head up, 94 there or something, and go visit that place.
I tell you what, that place looks scary. I've seen some videos of that place. Is pretty big. I don't know if we got the motors for that, but it sure looks like a ball. I've wanted to get on a big old track like that for a while, so I'll have to talk Dad into that one someday.
Oh, it was. You know what's funny is everybody had talked about that. It's big, it's this and that, and I'm like, all right, well, let's see. We ran our, down south. I say there's a lot of big fast tracks, but it was really the same as Dublin or Fayetteville. We ran our Eldora gear or Volusia, so I mean it wasn't nothing real crazy. The cool thing was it's so wide you could run all around, with it.
Sure.
But you talk about Fairbury, that being one of your home tracks, and I try to explain to people, I'm like, hey, it's in town, the crowd's great there, but it's a pretty racy place too. They get 3-4 wide there.
Yeah, no, all 4 or 5 races we've had there have been pretty good. First few weeks were pretty slick, and I wasn't complaining. As long as it's slick, and I like to run the cushion, so every week there's been a big old cushion up there that I can go bang off of, and I can run the bottom. I don't know, it's not fun, and it's been pretty slick. And a couple weeks ago they had a lot of water on it. It was actually pretty rough, but unlike other tracks, that place, if they see a problem, they'll go out there and fix it and, take care of the racers and make sure nobody's out there tearing their stuff up. So past 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago when I won, we had a really good race with Stephen Brooks there. He was putting the infield tires, and I was banging off the wall or doing whatever I was doing to hold him off there. And then last week, me, Brooks, and Jay Ledford all had a really good run. We were all spread out throughout the track, and that place always puts on a great show, no matter, if big show, regular show. It's a great show there every week.
I've got to admit, of all the racetracks that I've been to in the years that I've been going to racetracks, there is no cushion like the cushion at Fairbury.
That's what
that thing is intense.
You're sitting here telling me you're running cushion. How many quarter panels you put on a year up there?
I just put on a new body about 2 weeks ago, and the right side's already destroyed. So I think we've already gone through about 3 right sides.
Oh, wow.
Dad's not too happy on that, but when I bring home $600 for a weekly win there, he don't complain too much.
Yeah.
So,
what about I know you talk about Brooks. Is Juan hanging out with you, or is he with Brooks, or who's he with now?
I forgot about Juan.
Tell you what, I haven't seen him in a while, actually. I tell you what, last year at Tri-City, Dad and I were the first ones that said we were going to steal him.
Yeah.
I think it was Pierce or whoever that got to it before us. So I'm sure we'll see him around sometime here.
Well, I didn't see him at the Dream. He wasn't with Moran or Pierce or anybody, so I didn't see him with Shirley, any of the other Illinois guys. Moran's an Ohio guy.
I was going to say, wait a second.
I don't know where he's at. I haven't seen him, but I know Brooks has run second like 6-7 times, so now I know who he's running second to, it sounds like.
Right.
Oh, goodness gracious. So you talked about doing 8 to 10 races with the Hell Tour. What holds you back from running that and running for a championship?
Really just a lot of things, really. It's just our race team just consists of me and my dad, nobody else. We don't have any other help. We have one guy that helps us every now and then, but throughout the week, it's me and Dad. That's it, me, Dad, and Mom. And, Dad and I both work, and he's got a few days off that we can go run this deal, and I don't have near as many days off as he gets. So we'd love, it's definitely a dream one day to be able to, just hit the road for a month and go wherever, So, but right now we do what we can, kind of on a limited budget, and, we go out and race when we can. So we, like I said, it'd be a dream to do that one day, and hopefully we can work up to that point.
Mike, let's rephrase some of this, okay? Don't say, hey, it's just me and my dad, because Dennis Erb just won with him and Heather, and that's it.
Yeah.
All right? He just won $100,000.
Hey, that's the dream right there. I mean,
Yes.
Erb's the man. We're kind of the, the little lower version of him and Heather there.
Yeah.
So heck, that's a dream right there.
So he's won that, so you just say, hey, I got to work, and I can't take off work, so it was awesome to see him win. And of course, he had the Illinois flag right there in Victory Lane, and you being from Illinois, how about that?
Yeah, no, that's cool. I'm, I don't like or dislike Herb. I've got a ton of respect for him. Me and my dad do. He's actually, one of the northern boys. He only lives like an hour north from me, and he grew up racing Kankakee and LaSalle weekly. So that's really cool. Like I said, I got a lot of respect for him and what he's able to do with a limited budget, and him and just Heather there. And like I said, I personally think he's the best there is in Illinois. He can go to a Lucas race, outlaw race, it don't matter. I think he's going to be a threat to win. You just look at his stats; he's consistent wherever he goes. So yeah, no, it's definitely cool to see anybody from Illinois win, especially Herb. I think he's been due for one for a long time, so it's cool to see him and Heather get one there.
Yeah. How's your buddy Kevin Swindell doing?
Hey, you know what? He's getting a lot better. He's he's been taking gradual steps to start walking. He's been using a walker, and he's there's not a day where he doesn't improve. So it was pretty hard there at first to see. He's one of my best friends. It was pretty hard there at first, but he's getting a whole lot better, and that's good to see. He's been going a whole lot of races now. You saw me race a couple weeks ago down there at Kokomo, and he's helping some kids out with sprint car stuff. So if he can't be racing, he loves to be at the track and helping any way he can. So he's getting a whole lot better, and I think hopefully we'll be seeing him back out there real soon.
Yeah, he is.
Cool.
It is good.
Well, Mike, you talked about work getting in the way of your racing, and you can't do as much as you want to. But so what is work?
I work for a medical company out here in Chicago from Monday to Friday, 6:30 to 3. And Dad works for United Airlines. He's done it his whole life. So we're full-time workers, part-time racers. So like I said, it'd be the dream one day to hit the road for the whole summer and go out racing. But right now, not really able to do that. So like I said, that's the dream though.
Yeah, that's the thing that people.
Medical company.
I've said all along, the mods are a working man car, and they have to keep them that way. Just like I think UMP's done a great job starting here in July. They have where they're only going to run an AS or an H option on the right rear. So it's got to help on the tire bill and prepping tires, meaning not tire.
Prepping tires.
Come on.
Huh?
You know what I meant. With,
you mean grooving and siping?
Yeah, not grooving, but just getting them ready. But I've always said that it is. That late model crowd is hard. It's a lot of work to go and run those.
Yeah, no doubt. It takes a lot just for us to go racing every week because Dad, he works 5 on, 5 off, and then he'll work, sometimes he works in the mornings and then he works at night. So most of the time I try and get the car washed Sunday, and half the time he gets home, Friday morning from working all night. He'll prep tires, grind them up and get us ready to go racing that Friday night. And, we don't have – if I tear something up over the weekend, it's kind of a hassle for us to get back together unless he's fortunate to have the days off. So, it's a lot of work. We do what we can, and it really feels good when we're able to compete against the guys, with maybe a little bigger budget than us or, above. You go out there with 10 crew guys, and it's just us two. We're able to compete. It really makes us feel good when we can run with those guys.
Yep, that is good. What's one of the tracks that you haven't visited that you'd like to go to?
Probably – Eldora's probably at the top of the list, probably like everybody else. We've always been a one car, one motor program. Yeah. And we've actually, had motor problems last year, and we were able to get a hold of another one we actually blew up already at the beginning of this year. It's getting fixed. So maybe at the end of this year we'll have, some good stuff to head over there. That'd be a lot of fun. And definitely some, kind of like some USMTS territory tracks and some stuff out east. I was able to go to Tyler County for that mega last year. That was a lot of fun. I'd love to go anywhere I haven't been. We're ready to tackle anything. It'd be fun.
Well, that's cool.
Awesome. Well, Mike, we appreciate you being on the show, and I'm sure we'll see you at Fairbury later this year.
Hey, yeah, sounds good. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks,
right.
Mike.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Love it.
I think he won Best Appearing Car Show at the Mega. So
he did, yes. His car, I have to admit, his car is always mint.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
It's always got pretty sides on it.
You know whose is always,
tore up.
and I like Ray Bollinger. But Ray Bollinger always has, it looks like a beer can just been crumpled up. He
That's
just reuses
not
it,
nice. Hey, we got to take a break. We got to take a break. We got to pay some bills. You're listening to Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires on MRN.com.
Slingin Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
O'Reilly.
Father's Day is June 19th. If you're having a hard time deciding what to get, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts where you'll find gift cards and hundreds of great Father's Day gifts. From tools to flashlights, O'Reilly Auto Parts has exactly what he wants. Get him something he'll use this Father's Day at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices, every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Motor Racing Network has a way for you to reach out and express your thoughts and opinions on NASCAR. It's the MRN Fan Forum Hotline.
Wondering what's the first thing you tend to
I was curious about those new rules from what I heard.
Call in 844-4-ASK-MRN. Got a question or comment for a driver or MRN personality? 844-4-ASK-MRN.
You guys keep it on. Listen to you guys next
It's
weekend.
the Fan Forum Hotline, your connection to the sport of NASCAR.
This is Slingin Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
Welcome back to Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires. We're the Stremmies. We've had such a great show today. I love talking to those guys.
Yep.
It just from the cream of the crop with winning the dream and doing such a big thing to even Fairbury. I mean, it's still a prestigious track, I think, for a different reason than Eldora Speedway. But
well, it's just the fans. I think you're more closer and everything. But, hey, speaking of tracks, Roger Slack is always, doing things.
Did you get your name on a stall?
No, he only had 2 stalls in there. He was BSing with adding more. But, man, they have to get air conditioning in for the concession workers. They were hot in there. So, anyways. But it was a wonderful time up there. All the other tracks we visited,
Did you get a pizza burger?
No. It was too hot to eat any of that. So, But I did get on a steak on a stick and a lemonade. So, up at, I forget his name, but. Anyway,
it's too hot for a pizza burger, but I had steak on a stick.
Obviously, this weekend there's Magnolia, which is going to be really cool for the
Clash
Lucas
at the
Oil.
Mag. USMTS is at Iowa State Fair tonight. Dodge County, KRA Speedway, and Cedar Lake Speedway. We need to go to Cedar Lake sometime.
You know what?
It's a beautiful
I was talking
facility.
to Clanton, and they're getting ready for the World Outlaws. They're getting ready to go on this big 2-month tour, and I was looking at their schedule. Wow.
Well, speaking of big tours,
Unreal.
the Hell Tour starts tomorrow, the Summer Nationals. Make sure you pull it up. It is thehelltour.com.
Good luck to all the drivers, crew, tech.
Yeah, don't kill each other.
That is a tour.
Thank you to Dennis Erb Jr., Mike McKinney, and Kenny Pettyjohn for joining us today. And thank you for joining us. And we'll be back next Tuesday here on MRN.com, presented by Hercules Tires.
This has been Slingin Dirt with Ashley and David Stremme. Listen every Tuesday at 11 Eastern on MRN.com for more news, interviews, and opinion from dirt tracks all over America. Slingin Dirt is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.